5:30 p.m. Call to order the Tuesday, September 12th meeting of the City of Indio Public Arts Commission. May we please have a roll call?
Commissioner Sanchez,
Present.
Commissioner Armenta,
Here.
Commissioner Shinsky,
Here.
Vice Chairperson Cruz Sendejas,
Here.
Chairperson Newmeyer.
Here. Time for Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Sanchez has graciously volunteered. Thank you very much. Public comment for items not on the agenda. Now is the time set aside for public comments. Do we have any requests?
No comments.
Okay, we will move along to the minutes of July 11. Has everyone had a chance to review? Any corrections needed? Any discussion? If there's no changes, we'll hear a motion to approve.
I'll move to approve minutes of July 11.
I'll second.
Go to a vote.
Commissioner Sanchez,
Aye.
Commissioner Armenta,
Aye.
Commissioner Shinsky,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Cruz Sendejas,
Yes.
Chairperson Newmeyer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you very much. Moving on, item 5, presentation by local artists and or organizations. We've got none this meeting. We'll get right into action items. 6.1, Indio mural number 16.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes?
before we start this 6.1, I'm having some real issues with the procedure on this. There were artists that presented, the information that went out called for a proposal, not proposals. And there were a number of artists that sent 2, 3, 6 possible proposals under the guise of one email or one proposal, basically. That, and I received a notice from 2 artists here in India who did submit a proposal on the 10th of August, the day before the deadline, and they are not on the list of possibilities. So I think part of our job is to be fair to artists and to do things fairly and accordingly. So I would like to suggest or to move that 6.1 be held over until the next meeting, where the people that are not on the list are put on the list, and the people that presented or sent in a proposal with more than one possibility edit themselves down to only one. I don't think it's fair for artists to say, here's my proposal, but you've got 6 different possibilities to choose from, when the rest of the people that did make proposals sent in one possibility.
For the record, we don't limit the application or RFPs to only propose one. They can propose more than one. Secondly, please give the names of the artists that they communicated with you for the record, so I know who they are, because if they can't email you, they have my email as well. They can't email me.
Well, they sent me a copy of the email they sent to you. It is Adriana Lopez Ospina and Mia Martinez.
Mia Martinez, I can actually check right now, but we don't limit the RFPs to one proposal.
Well, I think we should.
The RFPs comes to the commission for review, so at the time that the commission reviews, you have the chance to limit that. So this RFP came before you for review, and that was not part of the revisions to the RFP that was discussed with the staff at the time.
Mia Martinez and Adriana Lopez Opina?
Ospina.
Ospina.
And I just forward what they sent to me to you. No, I just forwarded you what they forwarded to me, and it is dated August 10th at 5:17. It just, it's what they sent you.
The address, I think.
Sometimes instead of putting .org, they put .com. Is that .org or .com? Because I don't have it.
elnamvar@indio.org.
I'm gonna look it up right now. I have an email from her for Indio mural number 12, but I don't have anything for 16 for Adriana. But if you guys would like to continue it, that's fine. She can resend it to me. And then I don't see anything for Mia Martinez.
What-
Can you forward that to me as well?
They're doing it together.
Oh, they're doing it together. So I have one from Indio mural number 12. I don't have anything for the 16.
Well,
And then the RFP clearly says you need to mark your proposal with the name of Indio mural number 16. So if for some reason they don't mark it as such,
her note to you was, it says under subject, proposal for mural number 16.
I know, but as I said, I don't have it, but that's not, I'm not saying they didn't send it. If even they send it and you would like to continue it because you showed that you saw the proof, we can continue this. The commission's wish to continue the project, we can continue it.
Well, I prefer not to continue looking at anything until everything is in front of us.
If you continue it to the next meeting, so the submission from Adrian Lopez and Mia Martinez will be before you. Is that
If
what
we
what you
continue to
wish?
the next meeting, yeah.
Yeah, it will be before you. They can resend it to me.
Does anyone have issue with moving that to the next month? Okay, we'll hear a motion.
Again, the proposal did not include you can submit 1 or 10. So that's still, you will see 5 or 6 proposals with 1.
Well, I think that we've got to make a decision, in my opinion, to stop that.
And
I don't
again,
think
that's
it's
the
fair.
commission's wish. You can make that proposal and we say 1 proposal only.
I think on the next RFP, we'll have to have that discussion. But for now, we have submissions. It sounds like we have one that may not have made it in. So if you want to move to table this to the next month,
I
please
do.
do so.
Then we also have the property owner here, so if you would like to hear from her before the next meeting, it's up to the chairperson and the commission, I should say.
Would you like to speak this month? It sounds like we're tabling it till next month. Yeah, if you wouldn't mind. Sure. Come on up, Ed. Just make sure the mic is on and just give your name real quickly.
Good
There you go.
afternoon, I'm Tony Daslan, owner of Fargo Building, which is mural number 16. We're very excited about this project. Our construction documents are in, and we're chugging along through the process to get that building all as pretty as we can and secure as we can. I'm very excited about the mural. I would just like to address the issue of the proposals that were received. We had initially envisioned, the concept of the festivals. People come to Indio for many reasons, and that is one large one. And we wanted to have a destination art, which is something you stand in front of, and the picture is behind you, so it's very social media friendly. We really didn't see much of that. We did see a lot of maybe musicians from times past, definitely Coachella era. And we were really hoping to see something, bright and modern and really invoking the feelings that you get when you come to the desert to come to the festivals. We did not see anything that we were happy about, and we're certainly would like to continue the process. I don't know what the options are, if it's possible to send it out again, maybe with some more instructions, a little more detail, a little more direction, maybe limits on the amount of submissions. I know up to you guys, but we certainly wanted to let you guys know that that's where we are. Again, we are very excited to get this done. We just certainly want to have something that we are, happy and proud of to see every single day as, we go to work and our staff does, and that when people come, that hopefully they want to come and stand in front of it and take a picture and let the world know that they're in Indio. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
So we've discussed tabling it. Do we need to have an actual motion to go forward to table? We do, okay. You want to make your
So
motion?
with what you heard from the property owner, so it looks like she's not really happy with what is proposed, so the options are to table it and look at it again, or to just go out for another RFP.
Well, from what we have just heard, I think it would be prudent and beneficial to everyone concerned just to issue another RFP with specific details of what we're looking for conceptually, and that you are limited to one image.
So the specific detail that what you would like and what the property owner would like needs to be sent to me, because in the RFP it was clear we want musical theme. We want to make sure it is picturable, and the people who stand in front of it will disappear in the background. So it was there. So if you would like more specific, then I need to get the specific from you and the property owner to be so you guys both are happy.
Unfortunately,
it looks like you're not happy with what the staff has done.
unfortunately, people don't understand basic English.
Then I can't be attached to the RFP. So the other thing is maybe the budget needs to be increased to get, those artists that they know what to do. But again, those are the things that you and the property owner needs to communicate with me at the meeting or after the meeting, so I can create an RFP that both the commission and the property owner is happy with.
Do you want to jot down a couple of ideas after the meeting? Sure. Is that okay? Okay. Yeah, or jot down while you're in the meeting, and if you want to leave, then hand them to us. But otherwise, I still believe that we need to reissue the RFP and erase everything we've got so far.
So instead you're moving to reject the proposal, so we have.
I am moving to reject everything we have received and to start from scratch with a revised an improved RFP with some guidance and help from the building owner.
Is there a second for this motion? Failing a second, do we have another motion?
Can we discuss this for a second?
Sure.
So, with all the submissions that we've received. my
Is your
understanding-
microphone
Oh,
on?
Sorry, that was loud enough. With all the submissions received and you looked at everything and you know without a doubt, like, this isn't the essence that we wanted to capture, right? Okay, all right. And
And then you need to be on, yeah, please, sorry about that.
sorry, I should have asked you to come back up.
I'm back.
Okay. And as far as like informing the artists that we're assuming they're not watching right now, how was that done? Are they gonna get emailed and say, sorry, your submission was rejected, or how does this work? I'm asking you, Leila.
So, the commission's decision will be shared with them tonight or tomorrow, that what the commission has decided. So that will be shared because it's your decision and it's on the record, and I'm sure many of them are watching this, they're streaming online, so they're watching it. But I will share your decision either way.
Is it possible to just ask them to resubmit, not necessarily reject them, but ask them to resubmit, take in the new guidance or something like
I
that?
think that's probably what I'm trying to,
Yeah.
like, what's kind of, I guess, maybe stuck with me, like, it's, I don't feel right saying, oh, you're being
Rejected, I understand, I agree.
More like, let's resubmit, like,
Yeah.
let's try this again.
Maybe try to read it more carefully, look at the guidance, maybe you might want to make some adjustments and resubmit. We encourage you to resubmit.
Yeah. I mean, I think what you said, how you described it earlier was on point. I think to get your notes, we just need to rewind this
Okay, perfect.
and say exactly how you said it. Like you said, like a festival concept,
Right.
social media friendly. I guess case in point, maybe if somebody, not to say to do this, but like a butterfly, they stand
It's
in front of
that
it.
concept, right, that everyone understands, the
So you're-
wings that you stand in
right.
front of, that everyone understands
Right.
that's what you,
So
destination.
something that destination where they know that they're coming and this is like, oh my gosh, did you go see that mural? We want to go take a picture in front of it.
Yes,
Hashtag whatever.
yes,
Right?
exactly,
Okay.
hashtag City of Indio.
Okay,
Mhm.
got it. Okay.
I understand. I agree. I don't like to say no, you reject it. I just think that, and you know, there were beautiful items that were submitted. They were just not in the direction.
Thank you.
You know, it was just
Okay.
not the correct direction, and so potentially maybe someone could read it a little bit more carefully and maybe
Alright.
consider, you know, making some adjustments or in theme or color scheme or something like that.
Got it. Okay. Thank you for that. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Appreciate that.
And of course, I'm sure if you increase the budget, I'm sure we could get more people to be interested. It is a very big wall.
Right.
Thank you.
What's our budget on here?
60.
That's a fair budget.
It is
Yeah.
50,000 for the mural, 10,000 for the light, and for increasing the budget, we also need to go back to the city council for the approval.
I don't necessarily know that we think that we need to increase the budget.
No.
I don't want to start rejecting outright, especially if there's strong work or anything that we may consider for, you know, this or any other wall in downtown or in the city.
The other option is just go back to this 18 or 19. Now, as Commissioner Shinsky said, one was missing, so 19 people only, and ask them to resubmit with, you know, the caveats of this needs to be colorful, you know, Instagrammable, things like that. So just go to those that submitted as opposed to open to everybody. That's another option. The other option is maybe to narrow down to the ones that the property owner likes the resume, the style of work, and get together for that Instagrammable moment. So there are other options that we can do as opposed to tell them we are going scratching out and we are going out to everybody. So
Well, no,
That
I
does-
think it would make sense to just go back to the people that have submitted at this point, there's 19 of them, and ask them to resubmit a new design that has, and then name the criteria that we have been hearing, and that they do it with only one image.
and then it won't be then an RFP. It's just me
It just-
emailing back
Yeah.
and say, please follow, you forgot to follow the guidelines. This is the guideline. And these are to open it up to make it more understandable. This is what we really want, and this is what the property owner wants. So we can do that as well.
I think that would be a fair thing to do. I
I'm
mean, we
more
had
comfortable
19
with that.
people that submitted, asked those 19 just to resubmit, tweaking their proposals, and going back and really,
Right.
considering the imagery that the building owner would like to see.
Like a staple, that's the word I was looking for. And to make sure that your artists get in there as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, include all those that submitted. So,
I'm more comfortable with that. Do you have to reword it?
reword my motion. Oh, I move that we contact the 19 artists that have submitted proposals and ask them to resubmit proposals adhering more closely to the conceptual guidance that we have received from the building owner.
We have received during this. I haven't received anything from her
Verbally.
via email.
Verbal.
Okay, so during this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that guidance will be given to you in words, but right now we have received it verbally, so we basically know what it is, we just don't see it in black and white. That would be my motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Put it to vote.
Commissioner Sanchez,
Aye.
Commissioner Armenta,
Yes.
Commissioner Shinsky,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Cruz Sendejas,
Yes.
Chairperson Newmeyer,
Yes.
motion passes.
All right, thank you. Thank you for coming in, Ms. Diaslan.
Thank you.
I see, we'll see you next time, too. If you could jot down anything, send to Layla, you're probably doing that right now, actually. All right, thank you. All right. Moving on, item 6.2, Shields Park Project Request for Proposal.
So as you recall, for this project, we went out 3 times, and then this is the 4th RFP with the increased budget. The theme is open per what the council requested. So the RFP was attached to the staff report. There's some specific dates, and also the budget is $100,000. It will be circulated from September 15th to October 23rd. This is the time if you would like to limit the submissions to 1, that's the time to do it. And with that, staff is requesting that the commission review and accept the request for proposal to install an artwork within Shields Park for a total budget of $100,000. Staff is happy to hear any revisions or amendments that you may want to do to the draft RFP. Thank you.
My revision would be that they are limited to 1 concept proposal.
council have follow-up on that? Are we limiting ourselves to the one proposal? Or are we asking them to edit
How about two?
no more
Two
than?
concepts?
I'm just thinking like an artist's brain, like, oh, this is like my first one, and then maybe this is my second one, and we'll see what happens.
But if you're doing a proposal for a specific project, as an artist, you should be able to say, this is the finest thing that I'm doing right now. This is it. This is my idea. The rest are secondary, don't need to deal with them.
I get
Number
that.
one should rise to the top.
This is the one I'm standing
This
behind.
is the one that I would like to receive the commission for.
Case in point, the council just approved James Dinn for the 9/11 monument.
Which one was that?
That was the one where the beam was standing up in the middle and there was the semicircle with the holes penetrating through it. And he had alternates, and another of the artists had alternates on a theme. Would you be opposed to, let's say they had a central concept and they said, or you could arrange it this way, or arrange it this way, or
Well,
have, on a theme?
It's still the same concept.
Okay.
It's just configuration that's different.
Okay.
Right. And I think that's what I was trying to
Oh,
say
yeah.
the first time. Like, you have this one idea, but then, okay, I can kind of tweak it over
Yeah,
here.
that doesn't, because
Okay.
your concept is what's important.
Right.
It's like hanging an abstract painting. It can go horizontally, it can go vertically, and it still works. It's the concept. If the concept works, the concept works.
Okay.
All right. I'm aligned with that.
I'm fine with that, sure.
Either of you have any input? No.
For the decision.
Well, it sounds like we'd like to limit to one design concept per submission.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we need a vote?
Do we need a vote on this?
Do you want to do another?
I mean, am I,
It should be easy to make a motion.
You need to make a motion with amendments, so just your revision to the RFP
okay.
is to limit.
You're the motion king
Yeah,
today.
so,
the-
so whoever would like to do, but
Then-
you need to add that amendment.
then I move to amend the RFP to request only one concept per proposal. Period.
And you accept the request for proposal. So you need to read that and say with this amendment.
Say that again?
You would need to read the recommendation and then also make that amendment either in the beginning or at the end, because you still need to accept.
Recommendation to review and accept a request for proposal, RFP, to install an artwork within Shields Park for a total budget of $100,000. Each proposal must have one concept. That proposal be based on one concept only.
One concept design. Right? Okay.
Is that okay for you?
I mean, it's okay for me anyways. This is for the record. So now it's okay for the record.
Is there a second? I'll second.
Commissioner Sanchez,
Aye.
Commissioner Armenta,
Yes.
Commissioner Shinsky,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Cruz Sendejas,
Yes.
Chairperson Newmeyer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Moving on, item 6.3, the yearly mural maintenance.
So the city went out for an RFP/RFQ to maintain our existing 9 murals for a yearly maintenance. So this will be the first, I would say, holistic take approach to our existing murals. Some of them, they need to be washed, and the anti-UV and anti-graffiti coat needs to be reapplied. Some of them need some more repair needs to be done to them. So we received two proposals from two conservators. Both of them are qualified, one from Mr. Robbie Wilkie and one from Scott Haskins. I believe they're on the Zoom, so they can, if you have any questions for them, or if you would like to know their process, they're on the Zoom, so you can ask them questions. Otherwise, you have their proposals and you saw their qualification as part of the staff report. So if you don't need to talk to them and you would like to just vote on the item, you can do that as well. That concludes the staff report. The recommendation is to just choose one of them and make a recommendation to the City Council for their review and approval. Thank you.
Well, I read through them both. I think my choice would be Mr. Haskins. I think his experience and expertise, quite good.
Where was Ravi out of? I can't remember.
He is local.
Okay.
And Haskins is LA?
Santa Barbara.
Yeah, he's in LA area.
Yeah. Goleta out by UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah. Suburb with LA.
2 counties away. Does anyone else have any other discussion about either of these two conservators?
No, I'm not as, I was just going over all the information as well, and that was what I had got it from it too, that he just seemed more experienced. So if that's the direction everybody feels comfortable with.
And I'll make a motion to accept the proposal from Scott Haskins.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Put that to a vote.
Commissioner Sanchez?
No vote.
You can abstain.
Commissioner Armenta?
Yes.
Commissioner Shinsky?
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Cruz Sendejas?
Yes.
Chairperson Newmeyer?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to 6.4, the Desert Tortoise sculpture.
So this project came to you before as a staff item, but since the joint meeting, staff believed that maybe it should come back before you as an action item, and you guys can review it deeply. And if any of these locations, the commission thinks it's a good location, you can choose and we take it to the council. If not, if you have any location in mind, staff can look at it and bring it back next commission meeting. However, there are 5 locations. One is North Jackson Park, which is, is close to the school. It has, there's some games that are happening there, so it's heavily used. So it will be a good addition. The other one is Yucca Park. Again, it is within a neighborhood, so it's also being used, so that'll be another location. Staff choose this corner area, which kind of like out of way for the park users. The other one is Cahoya Park. Again, there are some areas that it's not being used as much, so the tortoise can be there. There's sidewalk there, so people can walk and look at it, touch it. The other one is by the Loma Linda Children's Hospital and the grass area to the east of it. The reason was because we are coming from the bridge is having a mural, then we come to the this building that we just talked about, a mural to go on it, and then you see the turtle, then you go to the Loma Linda and you have the other mural, so it's kind of like creates a synergy there. The other one is the grass area south of Loma Linda's Children's Hospital. It has landscape, it has date palms, and it's just not being used at this point, so that's the other location. But again, staff is open to your suggestion about any other location, or if you agree on one of these locations. So the recommendation is to select a new location to install the desert tortoise sculpture that was approved and commissioned to the artist Peter Hazel by the City Council on March 1st, 2023, and then make a recommendation to the City Council for approval. We already paid third of the budget. The budget was $125,000 for the artist to start fabrication and creating the tiles. So he's third into the project already.
I have a quick question. Commissioner Armenta, are you more than 500 feet from both those parks?
Can you show me the parks again?
North Jackson and...
Which park?
The first two.
Jackson Park?
Yeah.
Is that just on the other side of the school that's at 111 in Jackson?
No. This is, so if you
Kenner.
see the grass where the armory is on the right, and then that's just the baseball fields, that's up against the
Where the
wash
hill-
at Jackson.
Now, where the big hill is?
It's just north of Jackson Elementary School.
Oh, that's near the wash, by the
Yeah,
overpass by
it's
10.
literally kitty
Oh,
corner
oh,
from where we
okay,
were gonna
alright.
originally put it.
Okay.
Yeah, where you originally wanted to put it, it is on the grass area to the right
Yeah,
bottom. So now we are moving it up.
yeah, okay.
And what about the Yucca Park corner?
What about which park?
The second one, Yucca Park.
Yucca? That's inside, that's down Kenner, right?
Correct.
Yucca Park?
Yes.
Yeah, Mountain View
Yeah.
and inside, yeah, Monroe. You get off Monroe.
Okay, yes, I am.
You're far enough away?
I'm fairly close to Yucca Park.
Okay. So make sure you don't vote on it.
Yes.
Okay. I think
So
discussion with history, we were gonna put this over at the grass on the other side of the elementary school. That was a location originally picked as part of an ad hoc committee for entry monuments. That was 2 council members and 2 commissioners at the time. It had gone to council a couple of times. We were gonna put the 9/11 memorial there, and then council decided that they wanted to move it to Miles Park, and now it's over at the public safety campus. One of the reasons why we picked the tortoise is because of the school location. So that is something here, and I do recall that the last time that council brought this one up, they wanted to put it as a sports park that is yet to be built.
Yeah, it looks like the timeline may not match the timeline of this sculpture.
But for 20 years, they've promised a park at that location. I think the sculpture will be done long before the park.
May I say something real
Sure.
quick? If you are within 500 feet, Commissioner Armenta, you need to recuse yourself and leave the council chamber. And after this, we will get you to come back.
Do I have to say it?
No, you can just.
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
can
you need
just-
to.
You could just leave.
Yeah, you can just.
this is a time for discussion. Does anyone have any opinions on any of the locations?
Well, the North Jackson Park makes sense to me. I mean, the school is nearby. It's relatively nearby the original area where we wanted it. And the park is used.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very kid-friendly. We kept that in mind. I totally agree. I think it should go where we originally wanted that area, so,
In that area, yeah.
yeah.
Um,
What are your thoughts?
I, for one, don't want to put it downtown. I think we put so much work downtown. We have, when these projects are finally finished out and built out, and there is plans to do a whole new City Hall campus and everything, there's plenty of time to add more to that. We focus so much of our public art fund on just this one area. There's 33 square miles in the city, and we
Yeah.
put it all in about 6 city blocks.
It's time to get out, yeah. out
And
of
as
the
someone
downtown.
with, 3 generations ties to downtown, I'd like to see it in other places, and I do think the ball fields is probably the best. In fact, that's where the city council wanted to move it, just a different set of ball fields.
Right.
I would be confused if I went to Penguin Park and saw a tortoise. But it's not called that anymore, apparently. So, I agree that the ball field is the place to go.
Well, then I'll make a motion that the tortoise be placed at the North Jackson Park.
I'll second that.
So basically, the commission make a recommendation, choose the location of North Jackson Park and make a recommendation to the city council to review and approve.
Yes.
Commissioner Sanchez?
Aye.
Commissioner Armenta has recused herself due to conflict of interest. Commissioner Shinsky?
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Cruz Sendejas?
Yes.
Chairperson Newmeyer?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. We'll leave it for the commission. Welcome back. That was a short one. I once had to go sit for 2 hours and recused. And that was back when the office was super, super cold, so. Okay, moving on, item 6.5, the deaccession of the Dr. Carry-On mosaic mural at Dr. Carry-On Park.
So there is a 6-panel mosaic mural within the Dr. Carry-On Park, but recently our public safety brought up the concern that people hide behind it and they don't have a true sight line through the park. So per our City of Indio deaccession policy number 6, the Public Arts Commission can make a finding that due to the unforeseen cause, the artwork has become potentially hazardous to the public or presents a threat to the public safety, you can basically allow the city to remove that piece. Staff was not able to find the name of the artist, had reached out last year to Dr. Carry-On Foundation for the name of artist, and they didn't know either. Staff has also reached out to the foundation if they would like to take the piece, but we have not heard anything from them. So as part of a policy, it needs to come to any artwork that we are removing, it needs to meet the criteria for removal. It needs to come to the Arts Commission for a recommendation to the council. Also, if approved, then there's a form that I need to complete it and send it to the chairperson. The chairperson signs it, and that will go with the staff report and all the records to the city council for their review and approval. That concludes the staff report. Staff is requesting the Public Arts Commission to approve the deaccession of this piece and make a recommendation to the city council for approval and removal of the artwork. That will conclude my staff report.
Okay. I've got a couple of questions and comments. We recently actually had this mural repaired, this mosaic.
Not recently. It was back when previous staff, Mamoun Farouk, was there. So he left 2019 or 2020. So
Okay.
it's been more than 5 or 6 years.
Okay. When I say recently, it's been up much longer than that. Okay. I know that the artist is down in Mexico, actually.
Do you know his name by any
Off the
chance?
top of my head, no, but I can find it.
Okay.
Because they did actually have it repaired. I don't know if they did it themselves or if they had someone come work on it.
Somebody else had came, I recall that
Yeah.
because I was there, but as I said, there's no name of that artist in our record, and when I reached out to foundation, they didn't know. I reached out to Dave Eisen when the park was built, and he didn't know as well.
So who's made the recommendation because of sight lines? This is it the city
India
police?
Police Department.
Okay.
It's been forever since I've seen it, and I can't remember. Is this a mosaic on stucco, concrete?
Yes, it is. There's some images there. It is a mosaic on a 3 feet tall, 24-inch maybe wall, which is stuccoed, and this mosaic is attached to that. And there are 6 panels. I show 4 panels here.
Are these panels movable?
I don't know how they're gonna affect with the movement those small pieces of mosaic. They may fall, but it could be adhere to it again. But I'm not sure because I don't know how the footing was attached and is there any footing or no. So I'm not 100% sure how you can remove that without damaging it. But if it gets damaged, somebody can repair it.
Yeah, I have a feeling that there's a panel that's inset into the walls. The panels were shipped here, and
And then they built a concrete frame around them.
and they were set into the form. But I don't know how they're adhered or attached, and what it would take to remove them intact. I don't want to see them destroyed at all. I'd like to see them saved somehow.
Yeah.
That's my question, like, where are they gonna go?
Right.
Well,
I was just gonna say the same thing, if that would be possible for them to be relocated
yeah, I mean.
and saved.
What about to the museum?
Hmm?
Move to the museum?
Stuff like this should be in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and this is over at Dr. Carrion's ranch.
Yeah. I mean,
We've had an artist come in here and ask about painting one of the old well sites on the ranch, but except I think there's a large part of property, I think, I don't know, the water authority or somebody has land right there next to the ranch or on the property. Ideally, you'd be moving it to somewhere else at the park.
What about
But-
a school?
What's that, or the school, talk to Desert Sands about that, but I don't know if it's possible to take them out of this and then put them on the wall of either a facility building, a restroom building, or anything out there, as opposed to where they are now. I don't know I don't know enough about how those are put together.
yeah, I mean, I think the first thing we would need to find out, are they movable?
Yeah.
Can those panels be taken out of the ground and moved, so the murals can be saved? I don't want to see them destroyed. I mean, they've been there a long, long time. And if we can get information that they are movable, then we can make a decision on where to move them.
I mean, anywhere to move them, it will have could have the same problem as line of sight, so it needs to be moved in a place that nobody can hide behind it. But
There's ways around that.
I'm sorry.
You build them up, off the ground, where you can see through the bottom. They're up off the ground a bit. I mean, they don't have to be stuck on the ground.
Yeah, but I doubt you could do that to it. But anyhow, if that's the decision of the commission, that you want to know if it is movable and if it doesn't affect the integrity of the art piece, staff can do that as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see that we can place it somewhere else, either up against a wall or, as Bill said, is to elevate it, or somewhere, enclosed. Is the issue that someone's hiding behind it at night, or just, okay.
Night and during day, apparently there's no, especially at night, because at night it's hard to see.
Okay.
I mean, well, second thought on the museum, if that wall that's on the outside of the museum on Miles Avenue, if they could be adhered to that wall, because that is an ugly wall.
I mean, this
The
is
original.
this is a
Yeah.
mosaic that it was set into some so they can't take it out and put. It doesn't come out as a sheet, so it comes out as
It's gonna
piece
come
by
back
piece.
as the whole wall. Basically,
so
it
the-
has to be moved, is what she's saying.
So
Do we
it-
know that the
Ye-
mosaics were made into the concrete?
Yeah, because I was there when somebody was doing the repair, and I have some of the pieces still in the in our boxes.
Well,
I-
if they can repair Roman and Pompeii mosaics, they can repair these.
Of course they can, but the cost comes from the public art fund.
Well,
so
and all
it
the,
could, yeah.
right, all
yeah.
that would come into consideration, but we need to know first, are they movable without being destroyed?
I doubt, but I'll get somebody to take a look at it because it's pretty. It's just on the piece to hold it.
I mean, there are people that move art, things like this. I mean, if they said, oh, you can't move them because it'll just destroy them, okay, I'll
Yeah.
accept that.
I'll
I-
bring that information back to you.
I have seen where they'll put something on the front side, brace it,
Yeah.
pull it off, affix any pieces.
There's
There's
ways
ways
of
to do
doing
it. I don't know what the cost is going to be
Well-
with something like that, and if it's even possible with here, but I'd at least like to find out before destroying it.
Layla, do we have a time frame?
I mean, it's a public safety problem,
Right.
so when it is public safety problem, the sooner the better. But if the commission as a whole would like to get back something for next month, I can bring it. But as I said, this is a public safety issue.
Right.
Well, if they've been there for years, it took the police department an awfully long time to decide it was a public safety issue.
So probably they try to work around it, but they found out they can't work around it.
Well, if they can be moved without being destroyed at a reasonable price, then we can talk about it.
This is an action item? Well, I
Everything
guess
is action item.
somebody would have to make a motion.
I can do it. You want me to do it? I'll give you,
Yeah.
I'll give you a break. All right. You have to help me on this. Move to make a motion
That we table this until.
that we table this until the next meeting. That way we can get more information, more details regarding the the movement and possibilities of the artwork, that it won't be destroyed if we're having to move it.
And where we're moving it?
Excuse me?
Do we have any specific place to move
No,
it?
no.
No?
If they,
We want to table this so we can get information about, first off, if it can be moved. And I think that then when we come back, then we can, if it can be moved, when we come back, we'll decide where it's gonna be moved. right? That's what I was understanding.
Because you guys just were talking about the museum. I thought maybe you already set your. Okay.
That was just a
Oh.
conversation.
No, we're just
Just
talking
options.
out loud. So did that make sense? Did I just do it again? Okay. Can I get a second?
I second that.
Commissioner Sanchez,
Aye.
Commissioner Armenta,
Yes.
Commissioner Shinsky,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Cruz Sendejas,
Yes.
Chairperson Newmeyer.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Leila, I'll be in touch with you about that.
Yeah, please. The sooner the better.
Yeah, we'll go look at it right
Yeah,
away.
because I couldn't find anything. I went through all the, even as I said, I contacted a couple of people that I knew, and
I'll go look through some old emails about where the artist is, and maybe we can
Okay,
find
that'd be
out
great.
how that they installed it. But I think between,
or the name of the artist, that would be great, because then I can contact him and find out what he wants us to do as well.
yeah, and then it would be, helpful to find out how that they were even installed, because if they are just placed directly into whatever is there, then it's gonna be a lot harder, obviously. There's ways to pick up all kinds of things. There's just a budget involved, and then where do we stick it?
Budgeted, and if you have the experts here in the valley, or you need to bring them from somewhere else, so all
I-
those are.
I do know, and I can't remember if it was, I think it was Lincoln Elementary School in Palm Desert. There was a mosaic wall in front of their school. And when they built their new library, they actually picked up the block wall. They put a steel frame behind it and picked it up with a crane to move it to another place while they were building the library, and then they replaced it. So, like I said, with the budget, anything is possible. But it'd be helpful to know if that can be removed and replaced somewhere else, or if the whole walls have to come up with it. But I'll get with you as soon as possible to talk about that.
That would be great, thank you.
Well, we're talking about DX session 6.6, the two sculptures out front of City Hall.
So again, due to the construction of a new City Hall campus and library, we need to move the art pieces in front of the City Hall within the grass area. The harvest is supposed to be moved to Dominguez Park. That commission already decided and voted on it. But there are two stone sculptures that they are not right now even steady, and we have staff had contacted our facilities manager and then try to see if we can move it. It's not going to be moved as is, so it will probably, the pipe or the rocks will break. Staff doesn't know the name of the artist. I contacted Mr. Shinsky back 6-7 months ago, and then I think you couldn't find the name either. So we really, at this point, is unknown if it is an artwork or this was something that just installed, not by an artist.
It's not the same artist that did the stone name plaques for Palm Desert, is it?
No, I don't believe so. These are much older.
Yeah, that's what
I don't know. So if you know the name, I can search.
I searched everywhere. I asked everyone I knew. No one could remember who it was.
So as you see this taller piece, there's a two pipe that goes between the top and the bottom, and if you want to move it, that too could break because it's hollow. The other one is just 3 rebars that holding these 3 pieces, and it's the same thing. So therefore, staff thinks moving them, it's gonna damage it, and at the same time, we don't know if this is an artwork by an artist or not. So due to that, staff recommends the accession of it per the city's, the accession policy number 5. And that will conclude my report. Otherwise, if you have any question, I can answer. But other than that, it's just not going to be, the integrity of the artwork won't be there due to the structure and the construction of it. So staff is recommending to approve the deaccession of these two rock sculpture in front of the City Hall pursuant to the deaccession policy of the city, and make a recommendation to the City Council for approval and the removal of these two sculptures.
I'll make a motion to approve the deaccession of the two rock sculptures in front of the City Hall pursuant to the city's deaccession policy. Make a recommendation to City Council for approval and removal of these two sculptures.
I'll second.
Commissioner Sanchez,
Aye.
Commissioner Armenta,
Yes.
Commissioner Shinsky,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Cruz Sendejas,
Yes.
Chairperson Newmeyer,
Yes.
motion carries.
So item 6.7 is Indio Public Arts, Indio Public Arts Work Plan Fiscal Year 23-24. As you remember, this plan came before you as a 2 years plan, beginning of this year in January or February. And two of the commissioners were not at the time part of the commission, so they didn't review it. Also, after the joint meeting, staff thought it would be good to bring it back to the commission, take a look at it, turn it to a 1 year plan, and whatever the commission doesn't want, scratch it. So, therefore, don't hold back, the same as the beginning of this meeting that you didn't hold back. Don't hold back, scratch it, and make it something that you really want to see and you really support it. So staff knows what is in the near future. I have the PDF version that I'm going to ask our IT to pull it up. So that way, yeah, I can talk to this. Okay, perfect. So, okay, so the first, I'm just gonna go there to the microphone there, it's easy. So the one of the projects was to create something for the Indio Sports Park, the phase 1, which again, because the delay, you may want to rethink if you would like to see something there right now, or you would like to see the park be completed and then see something there.
What was the anticipated start and completion of that park?
So per the report, it was supposed to be 12 months. So we supposed to see the phase 1 be completed 2024, end of 2024, but there may be some delays. So what is here is just examples. It doesn't have to be a giant bird, but those were the examples. So that's something, again, if the commission would like to scratch it, we can do it. If you would like to keep it and give more directions as what would you like to see, that's, again, reasonable to do. I'm just going to go through, so give you some time to think about everything, and we come back again. The second one was Monroe Bridge, which we wanted to do some murals on the columns, then to put some artwork similar to this, not exact, on the railing on the top. And it was $40,000 budgeted. And then the other one is to do the same thing on the Golf Center Bridge, to put some type of mural on the bottom, and then do some type of weaving artwork in the railing or chain link that is up there. This one was to put some type of shade on top of that cover over the water on Avenue 46. This place it gets heavily used by the students that go to those two schools there. Again, the same system, weaving or adding something on the top that is kind of like interesting to look, maybe make noise, and also create some shade during the summer. This is the other view of this cover over the water. Another one was recycled sculptures to bring it to the neighborhood, you know, trees in the neighborhood or trees on the edge of the park that they are in the neighborhood. Another one was to create some playground equipment that it's more artistic as opposed to your everyday, you know, playground equipment to give kids creativity, to inspire their creativity. Another project was to change this kind of like tube railing to some type of artistic metal work. This is on Monroe and Highway 111. There is a drainage there, so there's step down and up, so that's why there's some railing there. So again, this is just an example to show it could be different. It could change the perception. It could kind of like be interesting and maybe also surprising. You always saw that tube, and now you see something, you know, some art there. Another thing was within the downtown area to add some wayfinding, to add some vertical sculpture within the median, which it was part of the plan of the commission previously to put art pieces in the median. So we can do vertical per the fire code. It can't be really like wide because they need to have the turnaround. So these are, again, examples, but that's something that we can do. The other thing is for the new city hall, maybe some lighting, maybe some sculptures that reflect the Indio community. This is, again, example, so it could reflect our community. It doesn't have to be this. For Miles Avenue Park Veteran Memorial Project, staff thought maybe, again, some memorial piece or a sculpture with also we can collect what we have, if we have in the valley as far as our veterans and people who died in the war, so we can bring and create a memorial for our veterans within that park. These were added projects. One is to do the wraps on the light poles throughout the city. The other one is to put a mural on the building on Avenue 45, which is, I believe it's a gym, and also it's a non-emergency transport there. So that wall gets a lot of graffiti. Also, it's a area that is heavily cars and traffic passes by, so it could, that's another project. The project of John Noble mural, which to put a mural with different artists. It could be only local artists from Indio. Again, this is something that the commission can make decision. There's a wall that goes on John Noble all the way to the previous Dr. Carrion Ranch, which it's a privacy wall for homeowners to the east, but it's facing Monroe, so that could be another project. Quick mural project, which will be at the end section of the wall of the Coachella Valley Arts Center. that's another project that was added, so community can go there and paint, so it doesn't have to be artists or no age, no restriction, except no spray paint. This project, staff has came across this artist that he does murals on the sand, dirt, or grass, and he does amazing work. And staff thought maybe some of the city-owned or even privately owned properties that been vacant forever, it could be cleaned, and something similar could be there to make it interesting. And that's it. And I added one project. If I may get the PowerPoint presentation, I forgot to add it to this PDF format, which is a 3D mural. So maybe tiles or something, so it's not just a 2D paint, to include if the commission would like. May I get the presentation back up?
Yes.
Anyhow, whenever he's ready. So anyways, if you guys would like me to go back again, I can. And you just tell me which one you really like and which one you don't really like. Or you can say, go back and bring something else.
No, here's my list of scratches and keeps.
Sure.
You can, I'll go in the order that you presented them.
Sure. So number 1.
Sports Park, scratch. Monroe Avenue and the Golf Center Parkway Bridges, keep.
Monroe and Golf Center keep. Okay.
Avenue 46, keep. Recycled sculptures, scratch. Projects for kids, scratch. Monroe and Highway 111, keep. The downtown median sculptures, keep. City Hall, I have a question. Can't a public art piece be part of the budget for City Hall, or does it have to come from public funds?
Has to come from public fund, because what is the budget from there is tied to bond and collateral and all those things.
Okay. Then I'll say scratch.
Scratch the City Hall.
Yeah, we can address that later. Miles Avenue Park Memorial, Veterans Memorial. I'm going to say scratch, and I'm a veteran. That's something on down the line. It hasn't been well thought out, so. Light poles, scratch. Avenue 45, keep. John Noble's, keep. Quick murals, scratch. The Art Center can do that on its own. We can host that project. And the ground mural, I'm intrigued by that. Keep. Are they permanent? Are they semi-permanent? Do we know?
There are semi-permanent, especially if we put it on the grass, because the grass here 3 times a day needs to be watered, so that's not a good idea. But in the sand, it is semi-permanent, so it's all based on the rain and the wind. But because he's spraying it, so it's kind of like it's like a soils binder. It lasts longer.
All right. Well, yeah.
I'd be curious to hear more about it, just because when we do get rain and it sits on top of the dirt, I mean, I had a pond in my yard for a week because it didn't seep into it, and yeah, so I'm curious about the idea.
So those are my thoughts.
So at this point, just to clarify, we are not bringing this artist back to explain. If you would like, we can keep it. But again, we can prioritize at the time. If he says it can last for a week, we're going to say, okay, thank you. But if he says it lasts 6 months.
It'll be easy to research and find out how.
Correct. And then I can actually send the name of the artist to, if it's not there, to all the commissioners. You can check. He actually has videos on his website and shows everything.
I don't necessarily know that it needs to be a priority to get done in the next year, but it's something to learn about.
Yeah. We know that everything's not gonna happen the next year, but
No, it may not because there are delays.
we can,
Anybody else have any comments or tallies? Things that they'd like to see, things that they're not terribly fond of?
I'd like to go back to the one with the, where it was like the children's sculpture type of thing.
The playground equipment?
There you go.
Yeah.
Bill scratched it.
yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Let's see.
So this is a company in Denmark that is exclusively make these. And then they have done all over the world, including in United States. So if that's something that we like, we may need to do a direct commission. I haven't seen any other company that does that.
And this is a combination of sculpture and park and recreation.
Exactly. So they have artists who come up with the concept, then they have a team of engineers and builders that can put together this, and then it's safe for the kids. So they bring and install it.
Oh, I see. Well, I mean, the sports park. I wasn't too, because of the delay and stuff, it's been like, okay. So I think out of all of them, that's probably the one that I was the most like, scratch. The way you said. But, and then I noticed that that would be in the sports park. I just saw that right there. Okay. Other than that, I was as well interested in that the ground mural, the process for that, and I did keep in mind because the rain we just had, that was crazy. The other one, what was it? I'm all for the murals, the mural projects, the 40 Avenue 45, John Nobles, and then you said that the Art Center could do that other one. Let me see. Can we go back to the, I think it was the Oasis Median project. I just want to look at something.
Downtown sculptures.
Yeah, is it that one?
So you've got-
There are two images,
That
so
one.
that kind of resembles the our median, will resemble our median. And then the other one is just like I'm showing how vertical could look like, but it doesn't have to be that.
Oh, okay.
It's a vertical sculpture project.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Correct.
Thank you.
It has to be vertical.
Okay. Thank you.
And then, as you know, the city is also doing, redoing the median with landscape, narrowing the oasis for bike lanes, and a lot of things happening already. So we be part of it, not during doing the project,
Okay.
because it's budgeted and everything, but we will have spaces that we can locate some artwork.
Gotcha.
Vertical.
Vertical.
Vertical
It's a
artwork.
vertical
And
project.
again, after we see the landscape, it could be something, to be in harmony with the landscape. You don't see it, you see it at night, or things like that.
It could be horizontal and just very long and short.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Did anybody else have any?
I've got some. Do you guys
Yeah,
have any comments?
the same for project one. I would rather much focus on the venues that we have now and the spaces that we have now to work on, and just make them look nicer. And my other comment would be for project number 4. Is that the one that's by the school, right?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
on Avenue 46 by the middle school, and further up, it is the high school.
The high school, okay, great, yeah. So I'm all up for having the community involved, especially the schools. So I agree with having some shade in that area and adding some shade to that bridge and maybe asking students to somehow incorporate their artistic side to it and their work.
Sure.
Those are my 2 comments.
So you didn't like to do anything with the sports park, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
Got it. The rest, you are okay with them?
I would have to look more into it,
Okay.
but those are the 2 that stand up for me right now.
All right.
I think I'm a little off on the numbers here, 'cause on the,
No worries. If you give me the names, that'll be fine.
okay, so, for
Your mic, I believe, is off. There.
Skip, Project 1,
Sure.
Project 7 and 8,
7.
7's traffic signal boxes.
7 traffic signal boxes.
It's on your list as traffic signal boxes,
Okay.
unless you have it as a different one. Which one is?
Yeah, 7 is traffic signal box. So
Yeah.
no traffic signal box. Okay.
skip 8, 9,
Oasis median.
wait, no, see that's, I'm off. Because I was looking at the,
If you would read my chicken scratch there.
so I was saying skip the downtown project, but I did like the,
Which one of them? Downtown project.
The
The wayfinding.
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
but I did like the Oasis median.
Okay. Great.
Okay, 13.
We have a city
Like
hall.
Cora.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming
What's that?
the city hall project.
Yes,
Yes. Okay.
yes. So all the way yes until the light pole project.
Okay.
I'd like to skip that.
Okay.
And then 14, isn't that the one that Bill said he could do on his own?
No,
the,
that's 15.
Jackson and 45 north of the bridge.
No, 14 is John Noble mural.
Okay.
And then-
Then I skipped her. I was going from your last page of the report with the numbers you had there.
Okay, so skip on the one that Bill said he could do on his own.
Sure.
And I did like the ground mural project. And that's all I have.
Okay.
I'm going to be the odd man out. I think we should have something ready to go for the Indio Sports Park.
Okay.
And I do think that we need to be ahead of the game as far as, having a theme, a concept, a location at the park with the plans. If it is delayed, as it sounds like it is, then it sounds like we've got time to work on it. What I'd like to see us to the point where if we have a city project or infrastructure project, that we have something ready to go when it's open, similar to how the 9/11 monument is gonna happen over at the public safety campus, as opposed to waiting and seeing somewhere. On the other side of that, a lot of the downtown projects I'm against. I'm at least was prioritizing this year. I'm indifferent on the bridge pieces on either Monroe or Golf Center. I'm all for the sunshade on the 2 steel bridges on Avenue 46. I think that would be cool. The recycled sculptures, interesting, but not a priority for me. The playground equipment at the sports park, I have my reservations on that because I have built playground equipment before, and it doesn't last is the issue. And I've even made it out of steel, and we have the issues with heat and everything. I don't know how long the rest of the playground equipment at the city's parks have lasted. I know that they've had to go through and either rubberize the surfaces underneath it and all that sort of stuff, but they do have to swap out things. They break, especially if they have rubber and plastic involved, especially if they have wood here in the desert. So I don't know that that's a good thing to spend money on at the moment. Going through that issue over at the Living Desert with some of the projects they want to build there now, worried about longevity and safety from falling apart. Because that's the next thing, is these things have to be approved by some governing bodies to be safe for kids. So that's why I worry about going after them so quickly. Traffic signal boxes, if we keep going the way we're going, I think we're fine. It's just I can't remember what budget item you had. The number you had there was
I believe it was
70,000?
70,000.
70?
Yeah, and that was 2 years.
Uh-huh.
So if we want to go smaller amount, we can.
Uh-huh.
I believe it was 70.
Historically, have we been getting any close to this number in 2 years?
Yeah, we did.
Have we done
We did
30,000 in a year?
we did a 15 and a 30,000.
Okay.
So we can get close to that, and that says for, I believe it says for how many, but we can go with 5 a year. We can go with 10 a year. So this was for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if we've reached 30 in 1 year, then if the 70 covered 2 years,
Yeah.
that makes
Okay.
sense.
Again, as a metals guy, I think the railing idea is cool. I just don't think it's necessarily for a priority project for the old 5 Points location there. I think the downtown wayfinding, I think we might hold off until we have things to find when everything's built out. Oasis Median, it's always been an idea on the back burner, especially with council. In my mind, it kind of copies El Paseo. I'd like to be different, to be honest, but I'm not against the project. City Hall project is another one of those things we need to be proactive and have something in mind as they're coming up with their drawings right now, and be working towards having something ready to go, shortly after the building opens. The Veterans Park Memorial, Bill, I agree with your points that it's not thought out just yet. I don't like the light pole wrap idea. They've already gone through and painted all the light poles in downtown, every different color there is.
It's not for those small ones, it's for the standard ones
I
that are
understand.
throughout the city.
I understand. Cathedral City painted theirs purple, so we painted ours every other color, but. I'm all for the Avenue 45 mural. I think it's a great location. It's high visibility. It's perfectly suited. I do even believe it faces the correct directions. We don't have to worry about sun damage, which happens. I'm all for the John Nobles mural, especially since it sounds like the park is not going to happen and the mall expansion is not going to happen. So this is now towards the neighborhood, towards the south. Quick murals, not necessarily on the Arts Center, but we still wanted to do that project. And that was one that we had identified for the Miles Alleys and those places. Are we no longer thinking about doing that project at all? The quick murals, which was less permanent murals that were up for a handful of years, 3 to 5 years at a fraction of the budget to put a big one. I don't know how anyone feels about it. It's just one that we worked on a number of years, even back when John Weidenhammer was on the commission. The ground mural, I think, is cool. I would like to know more about it. I don't necessarily think it's a big priority for the next year. Those are my 2 cents.
All right, so let's go maybe through all of them, and I just get with the number here, so I can get yes and no's, and then I can write it down. So the project number 1, it seems like all 5 says no, correct? The park, except you.
I was a yes.
Who was the yes? Just EJ?
Yes.
So everybody else is no? Okay, so let me see. Okay, the Monroe Bridge mural and the rest,
Yes.
yes. EJ,
I'm indifferent, so.
so you don't know. Yes. Ms. Sanchez,
Yes.
yes. Ms. Armento, yes. So golf center mural and yes. How about you?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
Yes.
yes. Okay, good. So this one, the shade structure on the bridge,
Yes.
everybody yes?
Yes.
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 Yes, yes. Number 5, recycle material project sculpture. No.
Mm. No.
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 Yes.
Yes. No. Perfect. Number 6, public arts project for kids in the park. EJ?
No.
No. Bill?
No.
No. Cece?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Ms.
No.
Armenta? No. Traffic signal beautification program. We can cut it to, I don't know, 20,000 for a year.
Are we just talking, we mean cut it down to like 35 or something for the year?
35, we can do that, that's fine.
Which is half.
Okay, yes. EJ?
Yes.
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 Ms. Sanchez?
Either way.
Oh, you don't know, okay. I put a question mark. Ms. Armenta? Yes. The artistic railing?
No.
No. Yes.
No.
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 No. So this is a no. Downtown project wayfinding?
No.
No. No. No.
No.
No.
No.
No. So wayfinding, no. Oasis medium project?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Ms. Sanchez?
Yes.
Ms. Armenta?
Yes.
So this is a yes already. City Hall? New City Hall?
Yes.
EJ?
Yes.
Bill? No. Cece?
Yes.
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 Lisa? Yes.
No.
No. This is still is a yes. Miles Avenue Park Veteran Memorial?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Ms. Armenta?
Yes.
Yes. But still, this is a no. Light pole wraps?
No.
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 No. No.
No.
Avenue 45 mural?
Yes.
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 John Noble mural?
Yes.
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 Quick mural?
No.
EJ?
Yes.
Yes. Somewhere else?
Somewhere else.
Got it.
I'm aligned with that thought process.
I'm sorry?
Well, I'm aligned with that too, somewhere else.
Somewhere else?
Yeah.
Okay. Ms. Sanchez? No.
That's fine if it's somewhere else.
Somewhere else is okay? What about you, Ms. Armenta?
When we say somewhere else, it's because we don't definitely want to have it there, or because we don't want the art center to do it on their own?
No, the Art Center could do it on their own.
Okay, so it would be also having another one, but,
Yes.
okay, gotcha.
Well, if it's gonna be somewhere else, I'll say yes.
So the reason we wanted there, no, I know you said, the reason we wanted there is like, in very near future, it will be a lot of people going and coming. So the people who are there eating or doing whatever, there is another activity that they can do with their kids, which is to come there and do the mural.
Well, I can still do that, but if we're gonna have it at a different location in the city, where people that don't come to downtown events would like to do it, I think that's fine.
So that's again to find a location that people come there because you like to take. I mean, it's best to take advantage of the people who are there, and there's additional activity. Then also, if we are supplying with the art, with the paint and everything else, it needs to be somewhere that we can have them easily accessible and easily bringing them to the people and leave it there, as
So-
opposed to somewhere that.
This is different from the one that we had called an express mural.
Yeah, you guys wanted to do, this is quick mural, it's not express mural. So you guys wanted to do like something for 2 or 3 years or 1 year. This is like community comes there, any year, any age or any background, there is something for them to do. They come there and paint and do whatever. It could look not really good, and we tell them, you have 30 days. There will be a board there that says every first of every month we paint this area. So if they want to have something, they need to know that it's going to be paint over it. So it's something like that.
I like the idea of the activity. However, I have a feeling that it's just going to be something that's going to be abused, unfortunately. And if we're only doing this during events, and it's only during those events that you're going to see people there looking at it, I'm a little confused. It's almost
It's not events because you're gonna have a couple of restaurants there.
No, but I understand. You said something about when there's an event, when there's people downtown, they can work on it. Is this an ongoing thing every time someone's around, or are you going to have? I don't understand enough about. Is it you sign up to do it, or is it just the day that the paint's there, you get to paint if you're there?
No, you don't sign up. So the paint and everything will be available there. So let's say from 5 to 8 or from 10 to 12. So then everybody can go there and paint it. And it's not just during event, when everything gets open, so you have, constant people there. The events are like the Saturday events is like once a month, but you have the art center, you have the college, you have the restaurants and a bunch of other places that they're supposed to open. So then it's an activity area, and that's one more activity to do with your family and kids.
I think what people are being confused about partially is, okay, if it's open to the public, are the materials, are the painting materials, et cetera, going to be set out 24/7?
No,
Not
it's up to
24/7,
3 hours.
with in a certain time.
And
From
who's gonna
5 to 8.
Who's going to babysit them? I'm not.
No, you are not. Staff is here,
Oh.
so that's why it's
So on
It's
certain
our
days-
project.
Certain days, this will be open for participation.
exactly.
Now I got it.
I was confused because we had a quick and easy mural, and then we're going to call something express murals, and now we've got some other thing, quick murals.
We can name it Orange.
The monthly mural.
The
Okay.
concept is basically,
Okay.
that's the concept, so we
Yep.
can name it whichever you wish.
Every month it changes.
We paint over it so people can take their pictures and everything and know at the January 1st of every month we're gonna repaint it.
I was going to do that on the north side of the building, but instead I've installed 4x8 sheets of plywood, because the idea of painting that wall every month was not a good idea. So you could do this with, just, it's thin, it's only like a quarter inch or less. And we just screw it into the wall. When it's finished, you take it off.
I think that's something you could explore, actually. You put it on the wall, people could paint it, and you can take it off the wall when it's time to put the next one on.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing with what's happening now, with the Artist Comment Project.
Yeah, then it becomes the storage, where you want to store it, how you're gonna, so that's why we were like easy. So it's just like the canvas is there, we paint over it.
Yeah, but storage, or, you cut them up and you give it to kids to make things out of. Honestly.
Who's gonna cut them up? That's the thing.
With all these people sitting around at City Hall, they can come over and cut them up.
I got a table saw.
It's just like practicality and being easy,
No, I
because
understand.
we will need to provide the paint and everything else and be there. So that's just a practicality. But again, we can scratch it off. We can come back for another location. We can change it to the express mural that previous commission would like to do. So
I mean, you've changed my mind.
first ever.
No, you've changed before. I think it's neat. I think it's a start towards the other one too, the other project that we just discussed.
Then I'll change to yes.
At your location?
No, it would have to be the back wall.
Oh, the other side, the east wall? Because east wall is, as you remember, there's some pipe coming out, so I was kind of like
That's okay.
concerned with the kids falling or hitting themselves. So that's why
Then they need to watch what they're doing.
they
Staff
don't.
member will be babysitting them, right?
Yeah.
You know they don't. But anyhow,
But-
we can.
We can also build something to go over that pipe while the event is happening, so they don't hurt themselves. That's removable.
Okay, we can decide on that
It's a
later.
temporary prop.
Sure.
Yeah, I've done that before.
Is that side enough space? Because there's also a roll-up door.
Oh, no, that
This-
east wall, that's a good 20, 25 feet wide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, there's no roll-up right there.
Yeah, the
You
roll-up's
just-
further down.
You just got like a fire riser, I think, and,
It's where the
look at,
water comes in.
yeah, I see that.
All right. So on the quick mural, we are yes. On the ground mural, EJ.
As far as priority for the year, no. I would at least want to see more information about it before,
I agree.
More information.
yeah.
So like maybe the artists attend one of the meetings to explain type of thing. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Bill?
I'll agree with that concept, that way of thinking.
Yes.
Yes. Ms. Armenta?
Same, having a little more information.
More information. Okay. I think I got my marching order. May I get the presentation back up from IT? There's one item here that I would like to share with you to see if you want to add, which is this one, to add a three-dimensional mural. This is just a sample, an example, but it's inspired from the tile in the Spanish architecture. But if you guys are amendable toward a three-dimensional mural, we can add.
We've never been against them. We've had another mural submission with tile for the Quick and Easy building. It wasn't selected at the end of the day. It was an artist, I think, from Yosemite, and then there was another art group out of Pennsylvania that was gonna also panelize something as part of their proposal, so I think this is something that could be incorporated into any mural, to be honest. Unless you guys feel differently.
Are these ceramic?
They are not ceramic. I think they're plastic, engineered plastic that they light, so they don't add too much weight to an existing wall. But I don't think they're tile.
Well, I like 3D murals, but the idea of plastics in the desert.
These are engineered, so they last even longer. Compared to the tile, not, but if you put any other material, just lasts longer. The tile, because it's heavy, you add another layer of engineering and going through process of how you're gonna handle. So this is again, this is an example. It could be mosaic, it could be anything else, but as far as the 3D, because this projects more out of the wall, so I call this a 3D mural or three-dimensional mural.
I like it.
I could see those done out of a low gauge stainless steel and colored with automotive paint. That would last years.
Yeah, it could be that. And the other thing is we have some walls that they are, you have a drainage problem, the other type that peels the paint off. This may be last longer, so that's another reasoning behind it. But then also people who, maybe the muralists may not be able to do a 3D like that, so that's why I wanted to separate it. Of course, when we send the RFP out, we can send to all our muralists that worked with us before, and then open it to whoever can do this. It could be an architect that he can come up with something like that.
Well, the right fabricator can do it. You just come
Right,
up with the
fabricated,
imagery.
exactly.
The issue then is just what structure are you putting it on? Do you have places in mind? What kind of attachments? I know that this is going to be proposed by the artist if there is one. Do they have to be freestanding and lean against the wall, with some anchor bolts?
So this looks like there's a metal frame in the back that you won't see it, and everything connects to that, and that metal frame connects to the wall. So from what I've saw online.
So relatively easy to remove.
Correct. Relatively easy to remove.
And
And
relocate and everything, yeah. Okay,
I'll say yes.
You say yes. EJ?
sure.
And you like it to be separate concept, like we call it a three-dimensional mural?
It's fine. There's nothing that's actually held us back from allowing three-dimensional art. It's just they just don't get picked and they're not proposed as often. So I'd be curious to see if someone does in fact apply to do this one, but
Cece? Yes. Ms. Armenta?
Yes.
And Ms. Sanchez already said yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, so we're good with this one. I got my marching order, I revised it. If you would like me to bring back for the ground mural, before we go to the council for approval, it will be October 10. If you want to just take it with the ground mural to the city council, I can take it October 4th, but before we go for RFP, we can ask a couple of artists to come and explain.
we're just asking, and if we don't do it, we don't do it.
Correct.
It's better to ask first and then not use it, so.
Yeah, the work plan basically is not like set in stone. It just gives the staff
Yes, it's guideline.
direction that, okay, I need to do this first and second.
And we've asked you for more information, so that's work that you'd have to do anyway, so,
Yeah,
okay. I'd
so
say
I'll
that.
take it as is to the council.
Yes.
Perfect.
This is an action item?
It is an action item. So you can just read that and say per the amendment that we did to the art work plan. I think I put the wrong. Oh, this is okay.
There
Here
you
the
go.
recommendation. Sorry,
Nobody too long didn't.
this is not the recommendation. I went backwards. Sorry, this is it.
Okay. Recommendation, I move to review the Indio Public Arts Work Plan FY 2324 and make a recommendation to the City Council for the plan as it has been amended.
I'll second.
Put to vote.
Commissioner Sanchez,
Aye.
Commissioner Armenta,
Yes.
Commissioner Shinsky,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Cruz Sendejas,
Yes.
Chairperson Newmeyer,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you, everyone. It's coming up on 7:30. Does anyone need to take a 5-minute recess at all? Plowing through? Okay, staff items.
So first item is the update on the Coachella Valley History Museum Water Tower project. It will be I believe the RFP's deadline is middle of this month. So we will, so far I haven't received anything, but I received several interest emails and then some questions on the technicals that I was able to answer. So you will see that coming before you, hopefully October 10. The augmented reality RFP for this memorial mural project, the deadline was today. As of 4:30, before I left my office, I had 5 proposals. And I believe one more supposed to be submitted before 5 p.m. today. So therefore, you will review that on the October 10th, and you will make a recommendation to the council regarding it. Indio Mural number 15 project, we are working with the property owner chose Adam Valentine. And then also the council recommended Mr. Jueves and Adam Valentines to go back with the staff, the chairperson, and the property owner to decide which one the property owner would like. So the property owner chose Adam Valentine, and we're working on the contract with him. As soon as the contract gets executed, he gets his first stipend and he's supposed to start working. And he's proposing a glow-in-dark, the same image that you saw, which is I-10 and the car, glow-in-dark, and then it's going to be some black lighting shine on it at night, you can see. Also, at the meeting that we had with the property owner disclosed to us that bottom of the wall, there will be some benches and seating. So the mural starts 4 feet higher than the ground. And then that area is the area that they will serve alcohol, so there can be some fencing around it too. But still, we can see the mural. I will be glow in the dark. So that's the report that I have for that for you.
So if it's the image I remember, it's a dark background with bright colors, I-10, a car. It represents Palm Springs more than it does Indio.
It represents the valley, I would say.
Not really.
So
It represents Palm Springs.
So
more
when
than
I look
Indio.
at it, it reminds me of a desert. A desert is the entire area, but it's art. Art is very subjective. So if that's your take, I agree with you.
That's my take.
Yeah, the artist is Adam Villanueva, not Valentine. Yeah.
Valentine Villanueva.
Okay. I have a couple points because I was in that meeting, as she alluded to, and this is no fault to Ms. Namvar, but there was a few things about the property that weren't disclosed. My opinion is that they weren't the deal breaker, but they at least needed to be disclosed to the commission in the future. They want to put banquet seating on the bottom of the wall to cover up to 4 feet. Again, not usually a deal breaker because we allow for parked cars or anything in front of a sidewalk. Most of our murals start up above, that way they're not getting damaged by water or sprinklers or anything. Number 2, that whole area is going to be fenced off as a beer garden away from public view, and it's going to be out some distance. So you're not going to be able to go up in front of the wall or to go view it up close unless you are a patron of the business. And again, I don't know that that's necessarily a deal breaker for us, but that's the kind of information that needs to be disclosed in future on any of these kinds of projects, because someone could feel that this is the city sponsoring a private business's
That's what it looks like.
decor, and I brought that up after the meeting. So those are a couple things. The partners of the business have told me that they are planning to use a wire fence. The project, it's usually known as Omega, is the brand. And it's a very thin wire, usually 1/4 inch or smaller. So it's not going to be a picketed slat wood fence or anything like that. And the grounds for the amphitheater are also going to be fenced off. So there'll be a fence on either side of the sidewalk. One much more robust, the one is going to be wire. So again, those are things I think that needed to be brought up. And council does and often does disagree with our picks, and they picked these other 2. And that's where we are.
Well, as usual, they picked the wrong ones.
My concern is the artist plans to use a stucco patch product over that existing wall to paint over. And it's not clear to me, it hasn't been proven to me that the artist is competent in the application or has someone that does. So I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the longevity of this piece. I have not been convinced that they have the steps in place to get the wall properly prepped. Again, that's just my feeling, but it's been approved.
So in a year, it starts flaking off.
Well,
Be
we have
prepared.
warranties. There's a warranty involved with the artist, and they'll have to come fix it.
And the update on the Miles Avenue South Alley activation project. So we are working on the contract with them. There were some copyright concerns that the Building 180 company brought up. They're trying to resolve that. We were able to get a hold of one property owner at least to get the electricity from, and he's on board with that. And that's the update on that. The timeline to finish the project may delay due to that contract and copyright concern, because our legal team thinks we should still have some say on the copyright, and the staff agrees with that as well.
Where did this project come from?
The project it was assigned to a team of staff by the city manager, and the timeline for it was to get it completed by October 16. And at the time, as I explained to chairperson and also at the city council meeting, we had on August, the commission was dark. Also, the time that the staff got the green light to go forward with it till we got the proposal, it was very limited time. So when we got the proposal and the team agreed on, including the city manager, which proposal we're going to take to the council, staff informed the commission, and we took it to the council. And the council also approved it, said, don't do that again.
I went to the meeting, I spoke, it was three council members that approved the project ultimately at the end of the day. One had to recuse because their property is adjacent, and one wasn't at the meeting, so it was the three councilmen that approved it. And I brought this up at the meeting, is we've had a meeting every month this year until August, and we met twice in July, and not once had this project been pitched. And they did have a rush deadline. It's in order to get the new Indio living room project. They want more decorations downtown, and I mentioned that. We have an artist who is competent, has eye-catching designs, very graphic, very designerly, I think. The problem is we don't have a proposed piece. We just had a sample of work, like fabric swatches at the end of the day. So really, I think the budget was $135,000 for some benches, a cool light, and some artwork. And the artwork is incidental. And that's the precedent the city manager wants to set, is if you want something done, if you wait till the absolute last minute and wait for the art commission to go dark for a month, then you strike. You get 2 months to work on it without us having
He went
to
to
say.
the Mark Scott School, huh?
Yeah, so I'm particularly not happy. It's not a control thing. It's incidental at this point. It's what was the reasoning for the art? It was almost like it's an afterthought at the end of the day. We want to decorate an alley downtown. We want to put up a colorful light, and we want to have some benches that are hostile to homeless people sitting on them, and light up at night. That's just where we are.
And with that attitude, people wonder why India is languishing where other cities are progressing, and people laugh at us because we never do anything right. And the visual images that I saw for what you sent, I mean, it's a direct ripoff of Milton Glaser. And, you know, the 1970s pushpin studio look. This whole thing, it's insulting. It's uncalled for. We could have met in August. I would have met in August to discuss this. The idea that this was, you know, just pushed through as a decorative piece. I mean, that it's just an insult to us all. I mean, why even have a commission if that's how the city's going to run? It doesn't. No, it's not right. You know, you ask people to spend their time, their energy, their expertise to advise, and then you basically say, we're not going to listen to you anyway because we want what we want. Then why even have the commission? It's maddening. It's really it's professionally unsound.
And the fact now that it sounds like it won't even happen on time.
How typical. How typical India.
So, I said my piece at the meeting.
Well, I tried to. The cameras must have gone haywire because the video didn't show. It stopped like 30 minutes in. The entire screen went blank. Was that a ploy by the city so no one knew what was going on?
You can check. The video is still on the city server. It's there. So. It does not diminish the work that you did. You did strong work. You got good people, but I'm particularly unhappy about the process that the city manager has done here.
I don't even know if the people are that good. I mean, their work is, you know, it's been done before 1,000 times. It's nothing new. It's not innovative. I mean, it's basic graphic design 101. COD graphic designers could have done that. But since art's, you know, a secondary, tertiary incidental in this town, or it seems like it,
That's it for this project. Any other comments on the project? Okay. Item 8, commissioner comments. Got anything to bring up? No?
Well, I'll tell you that on September 23rd, for those that are interested, I'm sure that no one from the city would be, the Art Center is having a reception for Brian Benfer, his chalkboards, and this is the first time in this valley that I know of that a Fulbright Scholar recipient is showing work. And that's the 23rd of September from 5 to 8. Benfer is a San Diego artist. He does installations, porcelain, and the chalkboards he does about once every 10 years when he finds a location that understands what he's doing and allows him to do it directly on the wall. It's very smart work, it's thoughtful, it's contemplative, and it's quite lovely.
Thank you for all that you do.
Any comments today? Well, if there's nothing further, we will adjourn. Thanks for coming in, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.